DM.Seerah and this is DM.Talks. Well, actually this is the DMC, but the minisode is also known as the deep, meaningful conversation where you decide if we are chatting shit or connecting sense. So this week, I'm all by myself. I'm trying to break out of my comfort zone by doing solo episodes, so expect more of these in the future. I'm supposed to actually have been releasing an episode out last week, but your girl was exhausted. She was so tired, and to avoid burnout, I decided to rest instead. So yeah, I just thought for the first part of this minisode, I'll probably catch you guys up on my last 2 weeks. So I haven't been feeling that great, if I'm honest. My mood has been quite low, and that's the thing. I go through phases of being quite defeatist, and it just slumbers me. It makes me very depressed, and I think, especially as a podcaster, you have to be disciplined in your in your platform, because you want to provide content that is to a schedule. You want to be consistent. You want to also be able to give your perspective on things. So I've been quite observant, and now I have the opportunity to share my thoughts, right? But that's the thing with podcasting. I think if you don't have the social capital, or if you don't have the engagement, or if you don't have the attention that so many individuals crave today in our society, it can make you lose confidence with how you put your words out there. Amount of times that I've tried to get people on my show, or the amount of times that I've sent emails to not hear anything, can be a bit deflating. And of course, I believe what's out there for me will come to me, so I don't need to attach myself towards the rejection, or towards the ghosting. But I do think it's so frustrating when you live in a world that is so dependent on how many followers you have, how much engagement do you have, how many subscribers do you have, and all that bullshit. Because it's look, when does it give a chance for people to just showcase their talent? I know I'm talented. I know that I have the source. I know that I have so much information to share. But sometimes people might look at me and be like, oh, this babe doesn't has only set amount of subscribers, so they don't want to get in contact, or they don't see me for my worth. And I find it quite cringy. If I'm really, really, really honest with you, there is a part of me that feels like I just want to leave socials and be a bit more intimate with my community, whether that is having maybe subscribing more to Patreon activities, or maybe it's I just said Patreon without maybe people knowing it, but Patreon is a place online where people can pay for your content, and you'll be able to be a bit more exclusive with what you share. And that's something that's been really highlighting to me recently, just because I want a community, and I want to engage with my community. I want to talk to them about the topics I've discussed, and maybe that going to something like Patreon is a bit more favourable in the future, just because Twitter, social media, TikTok, all these places, it's just a bit draining if you don't have the need or the thirst to make it big. I don't care who I grow to, I just want whoever needs the message to find it. But because of social media sort of counting on how many followers you have, it's just well, that's not favourable. I can put the effort in to get those followers, but do I even want all those followers? I find it quite interesting, because even one person that I'm absolutely in love with, who I would love to speak to one day, is Nella Rose. I think she's so honest, and she's so funny, and she's just such a credible content creator. I see her go in and out of how much she shares with people online, and definitely as she's like grown as an artist or as a content creator, as an influencer. And I really, really respect the fact that she doesn't want to share everything with the world, because yes, her fans might want a YouTube video because we miss her content, but then also she needs to protect her peace. And like, I think as you gain more traction, as your subscribers grow, there's more expectations that people thrust upon you, and like that I don't find that like attractive. I don't find that appealing. I find it quite suffocating, because now you have to deal with other people's opinions and projections, you know? So I mean this to say that like content creators, influencers, podcasters, or anybody who's producing content, there's a lot of like invisible pressures that they have to accommodate to. And yeah, I don't subscribe to it. I kind of just want to talk to my people and bounce, or I want to talk to my people and talk to new people and be in a bit more like a collaborative space. So I definitely feel like as I grow as an artist, as a creative, I think I might actually have to look towards those routes. I just realised I just went on a bit in tangent, but let me catch you guys up on my week. So I've been feeling defeatist, as you guys know. So I'm trying to use that energy to put it into my body. I've been going to the gym regularly. I've even started a new dance class called Vogue Femme, which has been so much fun. Each week we're practicing the elements, and then we have to battle at the end of it, and it's just so funny because it's really gained my confidence. Like, we have to do floor work, we have to like be so flamboyant and just so brazen with our movement, and I love that because it really, really kind of puts you out of your comfort zone. My teacher's quite funny. Like, they're basically like, I know you might get shy, but Vogue is a passion. Vogue is an interest. Vogue is an art form. So pretend that your crush is in the room and just go wild. And honestly, I love that for them. I love that for us. I love that for anybody who vogues, because it really, really, really does help you with your self-confidence. So that's something that I've been really enjoying. I also should mention that last week I did some tarot reading at a queer black and brown event called Pussy Palace. It was so much fun. The event space was at E1, which was like this huge event space in East London. I know that they've had events there before, but I know that they're quite known for partying at the Colour Factory, which is also in East London. But the event was themed. It was signs themed, so you had to show up as your horoscope. But I mean, not everyone has to, but it was encouraged. Your girl came out as Aries, but you know I'm extra as fuck, so I had my big 3 on my face. Like, I literally had Aquarius. How I forgot my big 3? What is it? So I'm a Aries Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Leo Moon. And I had that all over my face. I can't lie, I kind of look like a bit of a dominatrix, but in like a cool kind of like high priestess kind of way. I don't know. I had a cape. It looked kind of cool. Hopefully I've got some pictures, so I'll share that with you guys. And it was really nice. It was like an opportunity to showcase my craft of tarot reading, but also meet new people. And I think this actually goes back to what I mean earlier with like being collaborative with people who are more inclined with me, because I went to Pussy Palace. I was able to meet all these different individuals who were interested in tarot reading, but also came to just do enjoyment and were able to meet others. And it's so nice being at Pussy Palace because I've never seen that many queer black and brown people in one place. So it's really, really affirming. And when I was having tarot readings with all these different clients, I was able to learn about themselves, learn about myself, but also learn about how energy again can be advanced in different environments. Like, I had clients talking to me about their career, I had clients talking to me about love, I had clients talking to me about like family, but these are all different people that I've never met before, and they all were in Pussy Palace to have a good night. Yeah, I was able to learn, grow, and expand lessons for them that their spirit team wanted me to let them know. And I just really, really like that. Like, I like the fact that I can not have to, I guess, constantly put myself in environments which might or might not take light to me. I can just go to a space which is creative, diverse, and really colourful, and see who just comes to me. You know, it's definitely like I allow myself to be open and receive the opportunities and the blessings and the like conversations that were in Pussy Palace, instead of me just like emailing loads of places, doing loads of promo, doing all these different doing all these different things which might not get the like actions that I want. So I'm really, really grateful for that. It's a good opportunity to meet new people, but also like showcase my business. Like, I've been tarot reading for nearly over 4 years now, and I just find it such a beautiful craft that I can help people with. So it's definitely something that I'd like to do in the future. I also wanted to talk about my favourite TV show. Expect some reviews here and there, because one thing that I be doing is streaming. And I had to tell you guys about my new favourite show, the spin-off series, and what I thought about it. So, I love Dexter. Who is Dexter, may you ask? Dexter is a serial killer who lives in Miami with a specific set of code for his killings, right? So it's a show that ran from 2006 to 2013. It has a healthy 8 seasons. And what's so special about Dexter is that he's not your average serial killer. Like, he basically only kills people who are murderers, rapists, basically criminals, right? But people that have got away with their crimes. And he's been able to sort of develop his like skills and his intelligence because of his father essentially training him. And without spoiling you guys too much, I'll tell you when to not listen to me, because, you know, basically Dexter was raised by his father, his foster father named Harry, who was the chief of police of Miami Metro. And as chief of police, he was able to notice some signs in Dexter which sort of alluded to killing tendencies. So because of this, his dad sort of taught him how to control it. His dad taught him that, look, if you're going to kill these people, you're gonna kill the wrong people, you're gonna kill the people that got away, and you're gonna make sure you never get caught. So over the 8 series, you see Dexter battle with his addiction that he calls his dark passenger, aka his killing tendencies. And you see him, I guess, get away with certain crimes, get away with certain murders, but also try his best to be a functioning member of society. One of the ways he does that is being a forensic blood spatter analysis in Miami Metro. So let me repeat that. He is a serial killer that is working in Miami Metro, forensic scientist. How crazy, right? Oh, I honestly love this show because I think it's one of the most mysterious, like, calculated, strategic TV shows that I've ever watched. Dexter is quite funny as well. Like, so I think he narrates throughout the whole show, right? About Dexter is how, like, he narrates the show. He narrates the show, right? He literally ran so Joe from You Could Fly. He has this comic, psychotic understanding to his crimes, and he feels like he's justified because of his life that he's led. But as the show goes on, you see him trying to sort of be a functioning member in society, which I find really funny because, like, he's not. It has mysterious plot. As the show goes on, you find out the way that he is. And one thing that I can definitely say about this show, it has one of the strongest first seasons that I've ever watched. So if you've never heard of or watched Dexter before, I 100% recommend watching the first season, sticking with it, because it is a bit of suspenseful. So there's a lot of red herrings and confusion in the storyline, but that just makes the plot twist even better. I can't lie to you, I was actually kind of depressed when this show stopped, because I get attached to characters, but when it stopped in 2013, I was just I was upset, because I don't think the show got what it needed to give, right? However, that all changed last year because the spin-off was released, and this is called Dexter New Blood, right? And I promise you guys, it did not disappoint. It was so similar to Dexter. I'm going to explain now what I thought about the show. So if you haven't watched Dexter before, or if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I'd say fast forward over the next 10 minutes, just because I'm going to talk to you about what I liked and what I didn't like. So, Deborah's back. Deborah is Dexter's sister, and over the last 2 seasons of the original episode, there was a lot of storylines which really tested their relationship, and I was so sad to see her go, but I also understand why she needed to, because, I mean, she's also in the police, she also has a moral compass. Finding out that your brother is a serial killer and he's been doing that for years, and, like, their father also trained them, that's a lot of information. That's a lot of information to carry. So to see the downfall of Deborah was really sad in the original show, but I'm happy that she was able to sort of make her comeback in this one. You guys are probably wondering how she made her comeback, and I think because they changed her position to what was previously Harry, was a really, really good way of, like, tying the show together. So in the original show, Harry was the voice of reason, was the voice of consciousness. He was always the second thought that would play in Dexter's head whenever he was making decisions. And after season 8 ended, Dexter New Blood spin-off introduced Deborah as that new voice of reason. She has a much larger moral compass than Harry ever did. She also had a comedic value with the fact that she bloody swore like a fisherman, or that she was really loving and she was just such a loving and caring individual, and I think that really, really helps with Dexter's storyline, because at this point Dexter hasn't killed in 10 years, and it's interesting how she's able to remind him of his routine, remind him of his goals, remind him of his effort, and remind him of his danger, because that's the thing with how the original show ended. Like, so many people around Dexter was dying, and not because they were his victims, but more because they were caught in the crossfire. So to see Deborah re-emerge again as the voice of consciousness, voice of reason, I just loved that. I thought that was so clever for the writers. Another thing that I really liked was that Harrison is back, and I think this also showcases, like, how Dexter was trying to be a functioning adult within society without these, like, murderous tendencies. For those who don't know, Harrison was his son, and Dexter had to leave his son in, I want to say, season 8, because everything was, going crazy. Everything was locked off. He had to escape, and he thought that his son was safer in his girlfriend's care than his. And to a degree, I accept it. I understand it, but then from Harrison's perspective, he must feel abandoned, you know, like even though he grows up with Hannah, who he really, really cares for, he's lost his mum, he's lost his dad, and now he comes in this new series with answers. You know, he wants answers. He wants to know why he was left. He wants to know what happened to his family. He wants to know where his siblings have gone and etc. And I think the fact that they've waited so long. So let's say if Dexter finished in 2013, the show came back out in 2021. So they've waited like so many years. So Harrison's grown up. Harrison's an adult. Well, he's a teenager now, and he's able to be a lot more independent. And you see that being conflict with Dexter, because Dexter wants to treat him and baby him in a way that a father would do. But Harrison has actually had to learn how to live on his own for such a long time. He wants the care of a father, but he doesn't need his father, you know? And I thought that was really interesting, because as you get to know about Dexter's backstory, you understand why he's the way that he is. And he starts to see certain behaviours in Harrison, you know? And that leads to the plot of one thing that I was so gassed to see was a cameo by the Trinity Killer. And the fact that we were able to understand what Harrison went through from a childlike perspective and a childlike flashback was so entertaining for me, because it was that suspenseful, strategic and calculated story writing and storytelling that we love Dexter to be. I think the Trinity Killer is by far my favourite killer in Dexter. I thought he was so pragmatic and so detailed. You know, he was I think I actually screamed when I saw Trinity come up on my TV screen, just because of how much I loved that series. Now, to the things that I've didn't like, I honestly just thought it was too rushed. Like, it was too rushed. Like, with Dexter New Blood, there was quite a lot of Easter eggs and red herrings throughout the show, and it had so many options of where to go. I particularly felt like this during the end of the season, because I felt like there was all these I particularly felt like this at the end of the season, because there was a lot of filler episodes and not enough action. And I think if you're used to old Dexter, the original show, it's like he's going out for this one serial killer, but each episode he's also killing an individual or trying to I guess address or accommodate his addiction. And I guess this is slightly different to this show, because he's had a 10-year break from killing. But as Dexter, as you can imagine, if Dexter's having a reboot with quite a few years off, he's probably going to start killing again. So that could be meaning why there's not that much action in the last couple of episodes, but I still thought it was entertaining nonetheless. One thing that I really, really liked was how clever Angela was in this series. Angela is his girlfriend, but also a Native American chief of police. She has a case where she's trying to find missing girls who have disappeared over the years in their life. She has an intimate story that makes her more passionate with finding these people. But I bring up that I like the fact that she was clever, because I think in TV shows they try and encourage some individuals to be more naive than they are. But with Angela, she's very receptive, she's very intuitive. So I think it was great that she was the one to sort of bust case at the end of the show. She was able to connect the dots and connect the messages, even though that there wasn't actually much to go off. Like, she actually did what every single detective in Miami couldn't do, and I think that's so impressive. Like, especially in season 2 of Dexter, an original show, where everybody's trying to find the Bay Harbor butcher, she was able to connect dots just from words and key messages. And I think that's why also it was such a powerful last episode, because you see her really in her own going for you see her really on her own trying to determine what's true, you know. And then we get another cameo from our favourite detective, Angel Batista. That's another thing that I liked but also didn't like. Like, they introduced him to the show to not have him be there that much, and I was just like, what? You can't just show up Angel Batista, who's now lieutenant of Dexter New Blood, who is a crucial part to the comedic, light-hearted, but also the investigative nature of Miami Metro, to then leave him out of Busting Case at the end, you know? And I just think, like, it could have been more. It could have had more episodes. It definitely could have had maybe more action episodes with the original serial killer. It could have had some more aftermath with Batista and Dexter. Like, I would have loved to see that interaction. I think that would have been great TV. Another thing that I want to mention is Kurt, who is played by Clancy Brown, who's an amazing actor. He was sort of like the unofficial mayor of the town that everybody was living in, like, and he was found out to be the serial killer in the last couple of episodes. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I'd say Angela and Dexter didn't have a liking to this man, and, well, I mean, they know why, because they thought he was doing wrong things, and they were so right. But the thing is, because he was the unofficial mayor of this town, a lot of people loved him. A lot of people allowed him to do the things that others wouldn't do. And I just think because of this, it would have been great to find out how was the town's reaction to finding out that he was the killer. Like, they left the show sort of abruptly, and because as Dexter fans, we've waited so long for this show to come about, it would have been nice and interesting to see how the environment's changed since The Secret has come out. Another thing that I say, like, Harrison, even though he was played by such a great actor, I also think that his character wasn't developed enough for Dexter fans to watch another series about him. Like, the ending was quite abrupt, and it was kind of cathartic, because it was like, you brought me into this world, and now I'm taking you out. It definitely, like, the episode was called Sins of a Father, and I definitely think that resonated about the whole show. But I also think because it wasn't satisfying enough for the build-up that it had, it made it quite, frustrating when the show ended, because it was like, oh, I need more, but I know I can't get more because now Dexter's been taken out, you know? So that's what I thought. If you guys thought similar, let me know. If you had different reviews, let me know. I could talk about Dexter literally all day long, but I just thought I would give a little snippet of the thoughts that I had about the episode. So I thought to end the DMC this week, I'll pull out some oracle cards for us all, and hopefully we can use these messages to affirm our week. We got number 13, 25 and 44 from the Spiritual Seasoning for the Soul deck by Kelechi Okafor. The first card says, you have overcome so much to be here, don't give up. So I'm just going to read the little passage that it comes with. You are right, this life is tough, yet here we are thriving. Always remember that you're made of God stuff, which means that you cannot be broken. Take each moment as it comes and find peace in each one. This is how you keep going. 25, which is the answer to our prayers resides in our daily habits. Your prayers haven't gone unheard. In fact, the things you desire are the things in existence. The things that your prayers haven't gone unheard. In fact, the things you desire are already in existence. Have you made space for your blessings? Is it the day-to-day things you do that decide what exactly when your blessings will have permission to come in? and 44, which says, the Creator gave you the ability to create. Use it wisely. You possess the ability to create and miscreate. Refrain from manifesting more pain for yourself and others. Create an environment for peace within yourself and project it onto the world around you. I also pulled out two oracle messages. So the first one says the Rain Dancer, and the keywords are positivity, optimism, and fun. The rain dancer has learned to enjoy the storms of life, to revel in the refreshing rain and allow the winds to blow away the cobwebs of negativity. She cleanses herself and grows stronger from each stormy day. When life seems to be throwing stormy seas your way, remember that the best sailor are trained on the rough seas, learn to brave the weather, to enjoy the challenge and have fun in any moment that you can, and try to see the bright side. At the very least, you know the sun always seems brighter after a bout of darkness. Look forward to the positivity, you know it coming with the new strength you are gaining. And the next one is called the Leader, and the keywords are leadership, strength, and role model. The leader is strong, knows her role and how important she is, not only in her own life but the lives of others. She knows her impact and uses it to light the way for others. Even if you feel you don't feel in leadership or influence with others, you are mistaken. We all have the power to be the leader in our own lives. We can use this to form the lives we want, to forge what we desire, to fight for it. You never know who's watching or who you are inspiring with the actions and expressions. Never underestimate your reach and influence. Sometimes we are watched from afar and give great strength to others without even knowing. If you're going through a dark time, feeling your strength and leadership lacking, take a moment to look around and consider who might be watching, who may be looking up to you. Consider also who you can look up to and take strength from yourself. Life is all about give and take after all. I feel like that message definitely resonated with me, especially with how I've been feeling quite defeatist and deflated over the past couple of weeks. But it just shows you that, like, we deserve peace, we deserve happiness, and sometimes that's going to have to take us being patient with ourselves and knowing that there is strength in in processing your feelings and processing yourself in calm states. So I hope that message resonated with you. I hope you could take something from these oracle card messages. I'm going to love you and leave you now and carry on with my day. I hope you enjoyed this minisode. There's going to be more coming out next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this minisode. I've been your host, Sarah DM, aka DM.Seerah. You can find this podcast on dm.talks.